We are back again with yet another Blink deck, but I promise you guys after today's Blink deck, we'll take a little bit of a hiatus, a little bit of a break, but Blink has been so much fun lately, and there was just one more color subset that I wanted to try this in, which is the colors of BANT. And this deck was built around and inspired by another new card, Hollowed Respite. This is a card that's going to allow us to exile one of our creatures from the battlefield, bringing it back with an additional 1/1 counter on it. Not to mention it can be used aggressively to exile an opponent's creature, bringing it back tapped so we can get through for an attack. But I could not believe I didn't put this in our Esper Blink deck a few weeks ago. This is a very good card for these, blinking mechanic type decks here. We've got some of the usual suspects. We kind of took the best of our Esper build, best of our Abzan build, and put them together. So we've got things like the Spirited Companion, Topiary Stomper, Aether Channeler. We're going to be bouncing these things for extra card draw, bouncing the creatures back to their opponent's hand. We're going to be ramping. A lot's going to be happening with these creatures coming in and out of the battlefield over and over again. We've got a great top end with Titan of Industry. Obviously, if this comes down and we blink it a few times in one turn, it's absolutely crippling to the opponent's game. Not to mention, we're taking advantage of the prototype mechanic again. We're going to be blinking things like the Boulder Branch Golem, the Metamorph. Both of these cards come in. Golem gets us, life gain based on its power. We blink this thing, it comes back in as its bigger form as a 6-powered creature, so we can gain upwards to 9 life in a single turn. The Metamorph comes in, copies another creature, becomes that creature, doing its enter the battlefield triggers. We blink it and it comes back in as its 7/7 body, copying another creature again, becoming that creature, doing the ETB effects. This deck was a blast, guys. These Blink decks have been so much fun, and I'm sure you guys are going to enjoy this one as always. But just so you guys know, we do a full deck breakdown at the end of every video, so stick around for that. In the meantime, down below in the links, full deck list if you need it. And if you guys enjoy content just like this, if you wouldn't mind giving the video a like and a subscribe, that helps out more than you can ever know, and I'd greatly appreciate it. But with that being said, guys, enjoy today's video. We'll see you at the end. Peace! All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've done Esper, we've done Abzan, but today we are hitting a BANT. We have done a lot of Blink decks lately, and I think it's only because, honestly, I love them, and the feedback's been great on them, so I think you guys are enjoying them as well. So we're going to go ahead and do it once again, and I think, honestly, I'm not just saying this, I think BANT might have been the way to go the whole time. This might be one of those situations where we just saved the best for last. It's a really fun deck. We've had a lot of success so far with it, so let's dive right in and try to have some fun today. Kicking things off with a companion, love that. What is this real quick? Let's take a look at this. Sacrifice this tablet, reveal the top 5 cards of your library, put a land card from among them into your hand, and the rest of the bottom of your library in random order. If you don't, draw a card. Got it. Okay. So it's a ramp card. It's a ramp card, and we're up against mono black, so Shieldred is going to be an issue for our card draw mechanics moving forward. Hopefully no Shieldred from the opponent. I wonder why they have this in a deck that's running mono black, though. That's pretty curious. I actually think I'm going to go with the Stomper here first before I go with the exiling effects of the Magpie. The Magpie got to be really good, though, against the underdog, being able to steal it, and then also, blinking it a couple times is not gonna hurt our case at all. Yeah, let's get green, and then we'll go for blue next. Either way, we're taking a bit of damage every time we tap our lands, which doesn't feel great. But we have a Mender. Okay, Stomper gone. That's a bummer. Kind of needed that. But at least all the instant speed or, removals, let's get those out of the way so they don't hit our golden boat here. All right, there's some more blues, so now we don't have to worry about us taking any damage. All right, it's a bit of a setup play here, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. I'm going to set up the board here. If we get the boat down and then, a Magpie and a Mender next turn, we've got ourselves a pretty good exile pile here. No attacks. The opponent's going to pump their sleeper, I would imagine. Looks like they might actually go look for a land. Nope, pumping the sleeper. Keep in mind the boat is also a really good blocker, right? So it's a 3/6 body. We can crew it up for 1. Oh wow, they are Rakdos this whole time. All right, we're definitely not blocking that though. So let that slide through and hope that the opponent isn't holding instant speed removal, because I'd love, you know, the boat to come down this next turn and not get blown up. All right, they sack the tablets. They get their land. Another tablet. Okay, that's good. We know that we're going to survive then. My turn. All right, we're going to go ahead and play this for sure. That's a no-brainer. We're going to go ahead and steal you and you. Yep. Okay. And is it the Mender or do we want the Stomper? Probably the Stomper, because we're going to get the 7 lands we need to play it, or to at least have it as a blocker. And let's go ahead and do one of these. And attack in here, which is going to exile both of these, which brings back their sleeper back as a 1. My Spirited Companion gets a 2/1/1 counters on it, and it draws me a card. We attack through here. No good blocks for the opponent, so they let it slide through. End our turn. Magpie comes back. Let's go ahead and take the underdog this time. And let's not take anything else. I think we're okay. Just the 1. All right, we've got plenty of lands now, though. That's for sure. Plenty of lands. And we got a 3/3 underdog. I'm sorry, companion that can block pretty well here. All right, Evolve Sleeper, though, getting pumped up here. And starting next turn, we can get the Mender in, which is going to gain us life on every time we pop it. And there's the scoop. The opponent doesn't want to see any more of this. I don't blame them, but would have been fun if we could have kept going there. I was having some fun there. GG. All right, hopefully we can get some prototype blinking going on in this game. I've got some really cool prototype cards in this deck. We've utilized a few of them in the past. But one of them is actually a creature that's going to gain us life based on its power. And if we blink it and bring it back in as its bigger half, we can gain a boatload of life in a single turn. I think we can gain up to like 9 life in 1 turn, which is crazy. Awesome, I get to go first. I got a really strong hand here. By the way, this card right here is the card we built this entire deck around, this Hollowed Respite. It's a blink card. It's you know, a card that only costs us 2 to get down. And it's a lot of fun. I wish I would have put it into our Esper build. I saw it after the fact and I was like, man, that would have been a really good card to get, you know, put into our Esper build. I was going with the planar incision play. Kind of like the Stomper here, if I'm being honest. Or do we want to just bounce that back to their hand? I don't really want to bounce that just yet. It's only a 1/1 right now. Obviously, they're going to pump mana into it on this turn, but I think we can wait. I think we can wait here. Definitely going to go for some more green. We have a Titan in hand here, so if we can get that down at some point in this game, that would be bonkers. So let's go ahead and ramp up as fast as possible here. And yeah, we will probably going to get hit with a minus now. That's a bummer. I needed the Stomper so I could blink it for more ramp than that, but oh well. There we go. We hit a land. That's beautiful. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and bounce this back to their hand, slow them down a little bit, and we're going to go ahead and play this out. Blink it. Get ourselves a card. Nice. Okay. I love that this has the flashback mechanic too. It's such a good card. I cannot believe I missed out on that last time. That's pretty good.
We all have things we'd rather forget.
I know another land here doesn't necessarily scream value, but I would still really like it if I can get a land here. I think we got to keep working our way to that Titan of Industry so we can blink that a few times. That's a good card though. It's a really good card. Normally I would take one of my creatures too, but in this case not necessary because we want to make sure that we kill our opponent's things here. Actually I'm gonna kill Sorin. I don't care if Liliana makes this discard again. Yeah, let's just end our turn. Let's hang on to this. It could be a good, you know, discard fodder for the Liliana of the Veil here. Okay, it's fine. Wonder if they have another one. No, it's Evolved Sleeper. Okay. Let's get the companion in. We're looking for land. We're trying to get those land drops so we can get to the Titan ASAP, you know what I mean? So there's a land. Love that. Hmm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Let's this goes to a 2/2 and then a 3/3. Yeah, so I can get up to a 3/3. Are we willing to trade? I think so. I think so. Let's go ahead and do it. Are we willing to trade? I don't know if they are willing to trade. We'll see. They are not. It's a tough turn. I'm not gonna lie. It's a very tough turn because I don't know if I want to use the respite there on the channeler to bounce an Evolved Sleeper. The Evolved Sleeper is tricky because I want to make sure if I'm bouncing it, you know, I bounce it after it takes its effects of, you know, adding the 1/1 counters, but they can do it at instant speed, which makes it tricky because now, you know, they're gonna end their turn by doing the triggers and stuff, or not. They're gonna dissipate. They're gonna dissipate a Mender, which actually even better. Now I've got to dissipate out of our opponent's hand. So one less counter spell I got to worry about. Let's see if this resolves. Looking like this might not even resolve now, which is interesting. Devious cover up. Okay. All right, let's offer the trade again. Offer up the trade. I doubt they take it. Oh, they do take it. Okay. All right, let's just go looking for another card here. Get the Spirit Companion up to a 2/2. All right, we get an Operative, which is very interesting. Operative can be very helpful here by copying things like the Titan of Industry, but no, the opponent doesn't like what they were seeing there. Even though we didn't get the Titan down yet or do any of that crazy stuff, the opponent still ran out of value or steam. Maybe they shouldn't have blocked with that sleeper there. I don't know. Anyways, GG. All right, so we did just play a whole nother game that you guys are not going to see, and it's not in a video because we won, but I made some pretty key errors about this deck that I didn't realize. Not errors about the deck, but errors about how I played it. I actually thought the Metamorph and the Undercover Operative were going to be really good cards to blink in with the Golden Argosy, because when they enter the battlefield, you choose a copy of what you want them to become. But a little nuance here. With the Golden Argosy, it works a little bit differently. It's going to make you choose a creature for you to copy before all the other creatures have resolved onto the battlefield. So that's just a little bit of a nuance thing that I didn't notice when I was building this deck on how that worked. Still, they make perfect sense in the deck and need to be here. But when we're going to be blinking things, we just have to keep that in mind, that we leave back one particular creature that we're going to want them to become. And not blinking that specific creature. So it made for a little bit of a messy game trying to figure that stuff out last game. We did end up winning, but it took a lot longer than it needed to because of the, you know, quote unquote mistake. So we're just gonna leave that one out, and we're gonna keep it moving. All right, the opponent's down with some double strike, huh? Okay. I like the Stomper here. I'm only going to be taking 2 from the opponent currently. Obviously, this could be some sort of tempo deck where they give it, you know, the ability to connive with like bypass and stuff like that. We'll see. We'll see. We already got all of our blue basic lands. That's kind of crazy. Yep, they gave it the bypass. I figured we can always bounce it back to their hand, but of course that's going to require that they don't have some sort of protection spell, which I'm sure they do. But I could play this and then bounce it, doing it again. But if they have a protection spell, it would be some sort of hexproof mechanic, which would stop us from being able to do so. We're in a bit of a bind. We're in a bit of a bind here. I could target the bypass, which would get around maybe the shore up. The shore up, you know, gives the creature, but the slip out the back will phase it out. That does up our chances though. If we try to bounce the bypass and we don't actually try to bounce the Geist itself, I don't know. It's gonna be tricky. It's gonna be tricky. Maybe we try to bounce the Geist, and if they do have a protection spell, then if it's like a shore up, then we can maybe go security bypass bounce after we do the respite. Guys, I don't know. This is gonna be a tough game. This is gonna be a tough game for us. These tempo decks are really hard to beat. Trying to play around all the nonsense. Only 2 cards left in their hand. We might even be able to just do this. We might be able to pull this off. I hope. I sure hope so. Nope. Not a chance. The opponent definitely has something at instant speed here. Slip out the back. Why not? Why not? Yep. Okay. Well, we are going to bounce. What are we going to bounce, though? Kind of want to bounce the Stomper just to make sure we get our land for the 7th land drop next turn and it can start attacking in. Not to mention it'll be a 5/5 now. All right. I've got to imagine that they don't have another protection spell, but the fact that they're going to be able to connive twice in a row here is going to probably shape their hand pretty well. Yep. They hit us for 10, potentially 11 here, which is absurd. Banala, okay. Let's see what everything they've been discarding, actually. Banala, exiling effects, slip out the back already got played. All right. We get one more shot at this. That's pretty much it. One more shot. In almost no world would the opponent not have an answer to what we're about to try to do, but you know, we gotta take our shots, you know? Gotta take our shots in the dark here to try to make it happen. Banala, that's a good sign. Maybe they're out of... They've only got 1 card left in hand. This could be good, man. We might be able to pull this off. Let's see. Nope. Instant speed magic. You hate to see it. You hate to see it. Lagrella tries to take the final stab here at securing us the victory. Gosh, can we do it? Oh my god, you're saying there's a chance. Okay, I'm excited. I am officially excited, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my god. We got around their final protection spell, which was the single slip out the back. Okay. This deck that they are running is... Dude, these tempo decks feel like when you're playing against them that they're absolute foolproof. It really, really does, because when they run out the creature, you know, a very scary creature like that you know, double strike, you know, creature, and they get a bypass attached to it like so, and you are unable to block, it makes it nearly impossible to stop what they're doing because of all the protection spells that they could possibly get. And the fact that they connive every single turn to find those protection spells makes it even better. It's crazy, man. It is crazy. All right. bounce that back to their hand. All right, we get in for the 5 plus the 3, this 8. We end our turn. We get our Magpie back, which is going to then exile their Geist again. And let's go ahead. Well, that, you know, I still have lethal either way. Yeah, this is perfect. This is perfect because we crew up the boat again, and then we bounce whatever they play with the Aether Channeler again, and we had to get through for our 8 damage again, and we should be able to win the game. So this will be good. This will be good, assuming they don't find a protection spell with their hexproof whatever. Let's go. Okay, we made it, guys. We were able to do it. Now we're up to Diamond Tier 3, making our progress on ladder. I love it. I love it. This has been great. Man, I am having way too much fun right now. I'm gonna have to take a hiatus from Blink decks. Give myself at least a 2-week grace period before I play another one, but they're just so much fun, man. I hope you guys are enjoying this as well. Okay, that's unfortunate. I guess we just jumped to the next one. I mean, our hand was pretty trashy though. I'm glad we didn't have to take that one, so guess on to the next one. So yeah, I don't know why that's been happening a lot more lately. I think I know why, but the more this channel grows, the more that's been happening. I'm just kind of connecting the dots where people concede prior to the first land even hitting the battlefield, and it all kind of stems from the bigger the channel's been getting, the more it just keeps happening over and over again. I think people just don't want to play against us because of the fact that we may be recording and they don't want to be on recording, so I completely respect that. But it is unfortunate that happens. All right, angels, but then this comes down. It says whenever agent comes into the battlefield, put a 1/1 counter on target creature. Okay. Let's go here. I think this is a fine play, and then just do a quick little bouncy back to the hand. Reset. Giada back down. And farmhand. Okay. A lot going on here to start this thing off. We have a lot of life gain here. I just need to find the golden argosy and we're gonna be good to go, because I have the white mana with this, so I'm chilling with that. Yeah, that'll be the play this turn, so we'll wait on this and just go ahead and get the Stomper in, grab the plains, which means probably play this out, but at the same time we could cycle it later. I'm gonna cycle it later, actually. Yeah, no attacks. All right, we don't have a very good blocker, obviously Stomper being unable to block at the moment. Giada gets over the top. I mean, everything else, even being 1 power, gets through my channeler because I don't feel like blocking with it because there's too much value within that card to be bounced. They send it all through. Oh, they leave back the agent though. Interesting. Maybe they plan on using the coveting ability here to transform this. 3 creatures with different powers. Actually, they can't even do that, can they? All right, let's see what we draw here with the companion. The Sage you might be relevant. Don't know. Let's go ahead and gain some life though. I'm fine with that. And our board state looks really, really juicy for a big bounce. So if somehow our deck could produce us with that that golden boat, man, we're good to go. We would be so happy. I'm really hoping we can pull it off. All right. They sent through the farmhand again. Not seeing my blocker this time around, I don't think. Or they have some sort of trickery. I hope not, because I would really like to keep the golem. No, they don't. They don't care about the golem. They had some trickery. A card I've never seen anyone play before. Target creature gets 2/2 and gains indestructible. Fun stuff. All right. Let's bounce the Aether Channeler here and just draw another card. There it is. Whoop, there it is. All right, we're gonna win this game now. This is our game to win now, ladies and gentlemen. Opponent was just a little too slow. They had all the time in the world too. We were taking such a long time to find our final piece, but we are here. We've achieved it. And the opponent swings over the top of Giada. No surprise there. Leaving back the farmhand, so they must be out of those little trickster spells here. We find a Titan of Industry off the top rope. That should do it. That should just about do it. All right. That should just about do it, my friend. They're not going to like what's about to happen to them. This is going to be pretty disgusting. Pretty disgusting. End our turn, and here comes the whole squad. Here comes the whole squad. Yikes. Big yikes. Here comes the cards. Love that. Love that. Very nice. Ambush paratrooper. Flash flying. And creatures you control get 1/1 until the end of turn. I have 2/4/4, so that doesn't really help your case too much. Yeah, okay. Yeah, they're in trouble. They are in a lot of trouble. Their deck just doesn't do enough. Like, unfortunately, it just isn't strong enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just not sure what they're up to. Maybe they're off to a slow start. Who knows? All right, we'll bounce this Titan. You. Leave the rest of you for attacks. And let's get aggressive. Let's get aggressive, ladies and gentlemen. Not to mention, if we find another respite off the top, we can bounce something again. They block with the 1/1 on the trampler. Not exactly what I would advise. Okay, 1/2, I guess. Absorbing 2 damage. Yeah, I would have gone a different route. I don't think they realized they had trample, so unfortunate. But yeah, good win. On to the next one. That was a solid win. Very, very solid win. Very happy with that. Gosh, that one just felt really smooth, like that we were never in danger type of game. I love those games. Oh, good opening hand here. I like this a lot. Let's go and keep this bad boy. We get to go first too. Love that. And oh, it's mono red. Mono red might be the scariest build that we're gonna go up against here. Glad we're going first though, because if we had gone second, we most certainly probably would have died here. But going first might be enough to save us. We'll see. We will see. Bloodthirsty adversary. They're off to about as good of a start as you can ask for. Ooh, a golem though. That's clutch. Okay, so a lot of life gain about to happen here. We're gonna go golem into metamorph. Yeah, we'll attack. We don't anticipate using that to block, so we'll attack in here. Circuit Mender's a solid block against the Kamano, so happy about that. Okay. They send the whole crew. Okay, we're gonna take these out instead of the Kamano though, because these can grow, and we don't like that. Here comes the life gain. Just our bodies get a little bigger and bigger, and we're also gaining life as we go too. So life gain, bigger bodies. Eventually, we should be able to outvalue the opponent here. All right, and they kill my 3/3. I needed that really bad. I really needed that going forward. That's tough. Auto pay. Let's gain the 2 life. All right. Keep chipping away. Oh, that thunder strike or whatever, the lightning bolt. What is that? Thunderbolt, lightning strike. Lightning strike. That is a really brutal card, man. All right, we just keep picking their creatures off, like I said, one at a time here, and we're gonna be all right. All right, we go here. And we go here. All right, get these two attackers through here, and then we'll blink one of these next turn. And actually we'll blink this because it'll come in as a 7/7. What am I even saying? Of course we blink that. All right, let's see what this does. Not what you wanted it to do, that's for sure. All right, we blink this, comes back in as a 7/7, and we gain some more life. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. They didn't even know that we drew into that Titan either. That Titan was about to wreck their world. Let's freaking go, dude. GG's. Yeah, that Titan would have been absolutely disgusting for the opponent. They got out of there just in time. Oh, that would have been nice though to just drop that down and blink it a few times. Again, guys, thank you so much for watching today. I do appreciate it a lot. I really, really do. These videos, tend to, at the end of the week, when we start to dwindle down towards Thursday and Friday, get a little tough because I do, cram all my recordings in throughout a 2-day period over the weekend. It's the only time I have to do it. So, yeah, if my energy's not always up on those last couple of days, I do apologize. It can get a little exhausting, but yeah, I'm really glad you guys are sticking it through to the end. I do appreciate it a lot. Let's see here. The opponent on some Dimir. Grixis. Okay, Grixis. Probably going to be some Blood Tithe Harvester action here, I would imagine. And then followed by some sort of like Fable the Mirror Breaker. Maybe? Okay, good. Good. We get down our Stomper. I almost said Titan. Our Stomper early here. We get our blue source. That's fine. If they want to kill it, that's fine. Would have obviously liked to have had it stay on the field, but better that they used their removal for my creatures now than on my golden argosy. But at the same time, the golden argosy being an artifact doesn't exactly die to this, so I think we'll be all right on that. Okay, Maestro's Charm. Look at the top 5, looking for a card, put the rest in the graveyard. Okay, so they might be some sort of reanimator deck. I'm not sure though. Okay, could be a what am I thinking here? What am I thinking? Bombardment. Could be bombardment. Nice. We get a Mender off the top, which is something I can play and blink, so I'll take it. I will definitely take it. Let's hope the opponent though doesn't have an answer for it. I mean, if they do though, again, not the end of the world, really. Let's just hope they don't have another one of these. Well, I guess the Charm only deals 5 damage, so it doesn't actually kill the boat. Not a lot of things do kill the boat, so we should be okay. We'll see. Mender is getting blinked. Wow, I thought Mender for sure was going to die there, but no, gets the full blink there, so. It'll be nice too when we get the Titan in on the bombardment potentially, so we could blow it up over and over again. But we have the Titan next turn, so is there any reason for us not to play it next turn? I don't know. I don't know. Okay, that's a card. That's a card. Nice. Let's just go ahead and play out some card draw mechanics here. Yeah, seems fine to me. And let's have this come in as the Spirited Companion. Let's bring this in. We're gonna leave the one Spirited Companion back though. I know we can draw the extra card here, but the problem is we wouldn't have a target for our Metamorph to copy when it comes back in. So need to leave the Spirited Companion there so we can choose the target. So now we get a 7/7 Companion. And they're looking at it like, how the heck is that a 7/7 Companion? Well, that's the old trickiness of the prototype, my friend. Prototype, it just be like that sometimes. Looks like they may kill it though. Doesn't die to, you know, the Brotherhood's end because it's a sweeper for 3. What else? What else? Nothing really gets it, man. Nothing really kills this thing. It is an artifact creature, right? Yeah, it's an artifact. So yeah, there's not a whole lot here that can solve this problem. Double Maestro's Charm, maybe. Yeah, there we go. Double Maestro's Charm, not bad. Oh wow, they're going to look for cards though, not killing the 7/7. I would have killed the 7/7 in my opinion, but you know, not my decision to make, I guess. I would imagine the opponent not gonna like the Titan of Industry coming down this next turn. I would imagine. All right, well, now that we got the 7/7 companion, that's going to be the new targeted creature for us to copy. We can leave that on the field, attack with it, blink the spirited companion here, as well as the spirited companion we create with this. I'm saving the Titan, honestly. I'm saving it because of the fact that this could be a bombardment deck, and if it is, I'm going to want to blow that up. So let's just get the operative in here. That's fine. That is fine. Get in for both of these. We blink the spirited companion. Get another card. And it's another spirited companion. All right. A lot of card draw happening here. Opponent down to 4. A bombardment does not save them because it's, you know, a full 6 mana. So they're going to need a sweeper of some sort. And even if they do have a sweeper, unable to kill the second spirited companion because of its shield counter. So that was the value train and a half, baby. Let's go. That will conclude today's gameplay portion of the video. I am going to break the deck down and talk about it a little bit more, but before I do that, I want to give you guys a huge shout out. I'll let you guys know I appreciate you guys watching as far as you have, because it helps the YouTube algorithm a lot when you stick around this long. So thank you so much for that. But with that being said, let's take a look at today's build and talk about how we put this together. So of course, had to build another Blink deck, and it's only because I ran into another card, guys. A card I didn't try out yet. This Hollowed Respite. I cannot believe we didn't put this in our Esper build. This was so much fun, and it works so great with our deck too, because it blinks our creatures, but it also gives us 1/1 counters. Not to mention, it also has flashback. This thing is one of the best blink cards you can put in a blink deck, in my opinion. And somehow we missed it the first time around, which is fine though, because I do believe this BANT version is a little better than the Esper version. So it gave me another excuse to try out another blink deck. And of course that means we had to put a lot of the same usual suspects in these decks, things with good ETB effects, right? So of course we landed on Spirited Companion, drawing cards, Aether Channeler, drawing cards, bouncing things back to their hand, great card. Topiary Stomper, obviously for the ramp mechanic to get to our bigger spells, not to mention it thins our deck out for better draws later, and Circuit Mender. Now from there, we knew that we had all of our card draw engines, life gain engines, you know, bounce engines. We had everything we needed. All the tools were complete. From here, we can kind of have a little bit more fun. And with BANT, we were able to look at the Lagrella the Magpie. This is really cool because it works as like a almost like a Brutal Cathar, where we can exile something, and then if we exile something, we can bounce it, exiling another thing. So if we work against tokens, this can work extremely well. Or if we want to slow down the opponent's ability to scale upwards, getting their creatures more 1/1 counters, we can kind of reset them. But what's great about this is you can actually exile one of your own cards as well. So when you bounce it, you get the ETB effects on your other card as well, which is really nice when you're talking about this Touch of the Spirit Realm bouncing this. There is one downside. It's a legendary, which does kind of stink because this card would work extremely well with the Respite, but you can't target legendary creatures. So it doesn't work really well with this card, which is a bummer, because if you were to exile, let's say, your Spirited Companion and another one of their creatures, you blink this with the Respite, you reset it, getting the card draw with the Spirited Companion, so on and so forth. But you can't bounce it with that, so you need things like Touch of the Spirit Realm to do so, or you can blink it with the Golden Argosy, which makes it a little worse because the Argosy is going to blink it, which it was already going to blink it with, let's say, the Spirited Companion that we had on the field, right? So there's not as much value, right, as you would normally would like to see out of this card, because you take the Spirited Companion, bounce it singular, and now you get 2 bounces. But now you're going to have to use the Argosy in most spots, which is going to bounce those things anyway. So you don't really want to be exiling your own creatures. So you're only really getting the most value out of this with its one side, which is a bit of a bummer. But it's okay. Some other cards that didn't work extremely perfectly either was things like the Operative and the Metamorph. These worked really well in the Esper build because we didn't run the Golden Argosy at all. We were just running, you know, the Touches of Spirit Realm, as well as the the Prototype. I forget what it's called, but it basically blinks things at instant speed, kind of like the Hollowed Respite, just one at a time. But they could target whatever they want to target, becoming those creatures, getting the enter the battlefield triggers, which is fantastic. We blink them, they can choose new targets, so on and so forth. But if you're blinking the entire board all together with the boat, I found out that if you blink the whole board, including these creatures, when they come back into the battlefield, there is actually no creatures on your side of the field, but you have to choose what you want to copy before they enter back into the battlefield. So you have to choose one of your opponent's creatures, which is a bummer. So you have to leave at least one creature back that you want to copy with both the Operative and the Metamorph. So something to keep in mind going forward, and maybe some adjustments we can make to the deck. But on the top end, Boulder Branch Golem and Titan of Industry, clutch cards, especially the Golem. This card is actually really sweet because it comes in for, you know, 3 life gain on turn 4, and then we blink it. This thing comes back in as a 6 powered creature, gaining us another 6. So we gain 9 life in a single turn, not to mention we get a 6/5 body out of the deal. So it's really, really good. And obviously we know how good Titan of Industry can be. Once this card comes down and starts blinking, the game is over essentially. But yeah, that's pretty much discussing all the good and the bad about the deck, things that can be changed potentially. Ways to play this deck potentially could change. I would maybe switch out things like the Golden Argosy, believe it or not. If we're going to be playing things like the Operative and the Metamorph, I would honestly add in a full play set as a Touch of the Spirit Realm, go more of that Esper game plan, and then also maybe dropping the Magpie because of its a legendary clause. But that's just one way you could play this. You could also cut down the Metamorph and the Operative. You can cut those down and then add more things like the Golem or another Titan of Industry, or you can even, you know, search for some other opportunities and enter the battlefield triggers. But ultimately, very fun deck. Blink decks are always a blast to play, and I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, man. It was always a pleasure to play some Blink for you guys. But I am going to take a break from Blink for at least a little while for you, at least a week. I'm just kidding. At least 2 weeks, okay? But yeah, I'm having too much fun with this mechanic. So that'll conclude today's video, though, guys. Happy Friday. I hope you guys enjoyed this week's videos. Before I get out of here, as always, a huge shout out goes to the Mardu Mob. If you guys don't know, the Mardu Mob is the membership program here on the channel, so I got to give them a huge shout out as always. Just thanks for being part of the membership program and helping me out, supporting the channel through their monthly memberships. It means the absolute world to me, and I do appreciate you guys so very much that you're willing to help us out like that. And yeah, it just means the world to me. Thank you. I appreciate you, and I want to let you know that. But before I get out of here, as always, we're on the road to 10,000 subscribers. This is Friday when this video comes out. Honestly, there's a very small chance we've hit that. Highly doubt it, but there's a small chance. But we're very close. So if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. It would mean the world to me. And yeah, that'll do it, guys, for today's video. And again, hope you just enjoyed this week. It's been an absolute blast. We'll see you guys on the next one. Back again here on Monday. Until then, peace out.
Hit him 3 times like a hat trick. The name is Swayze, no Patrick. If you play him, then it's tragic. Hit him with the mythic, yeah, that's magic. MTG, that's what you'll see if you like and subscribe. Where's the upload, man? Man, all of the time. Coming with the best decks to the meta. This ain't